This ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder.
With 4 games left in the regular season, Old Dominion is in playoff mode. 3 wins and the Monarchs could be headed to their first ever bowl game. But first, ODU travels to Texas tomorrow with hopes of ending its 2-game losing streak against Coach Larry Coker's San Antonio Roadrunners. Last week's loss to Conference USA co-leader Western Kentucky showed some promise at the end, but the future is now. So, what are the chances of leaving San Antonio with a victory? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder. Coach, let's get to the million-dollar question. Last week, while David Washington nursed his injured knee, Schuler Bentley started for you, but Hugh will start tomorrow against the Roadrunners.
Yeah, David Washington will start this game. He's had a solid week of practice, Bruce. He's healthy. The most important thing was his knee, his ability to protect himself. And I've always felt like with a quarterback, as long as they can protect themselves, meaning they can move in the pocket, they can avoid the pass rush. With David, it's also that run-pass option because he's such a good runner. He's healthy this week. He'll start, but we also feel really good about the progress Schuler made last week against the best team we've played so far. He played his best game, threw 3 touchdown passes, ran for 1, accounted for 4 scores. So I feel like we've got 2 quarterbacks that can lead us to victory this week.
Tomorrow you'll be playing in the great big giant Alamo Dome. You still have a very young team. How do you get these kids acclimated to that this week?
Oh, they're so excited to play in the Dome. One of the interesting things, Bruce, I heard some of the players talking about this week is that they know it's not going to rain. We played 5 of our games this year in rain and or wind. In our first 6 years, Bruce, we'd only played 3 games in weather. We've had 5 so far this year. So like I told them after practice, it's going to be 72, sunny, and no wind Saturday night. They're pretty excited about that. Plus, Bruce, we played in the Georgia Dome twice and been very successful. And I always remember with the kids when we first walked in how excited they were to play in that facility. It's new to them, so when you're a kid, that's pretty exciting.
Now, I know how much you respect Coach Larry Coker. San Antonio is only 1-7 this season, but I know you. These are the kinds of teams that can really take you by surprise if you're not focused.
Yeah, and the numbers support what I'm about to say, Bruce. This isn't just coach speak. This is the best 1-7 team in the country. They have played the hardest non-league schedule of anybody in America. At Power 5, you name it, Alabama, any of those teams. They opened the season, Bruce, at Arizona. Then they played home to Kansas State. Then they played at Oklahoma State. Then they played home to Colorado State. 4 teams that were bowl teams last year, 2 teams that either won their conference or were competing for it. And that's just, honestly, that's a ridiculous schedule. That's an absolutely ridiculous schedule to play. It's not Coach Coker's decision. He'd never say anything in a negative way, but that's so hard on your team, and they replaced 38 seniors. Now, when they've gotten into the league, Bruce, their last home game was against Louisiana Tech, who's leading the West. They lost 34-31 on a field goal at the end of the game. So it's a good football team. They're well coached, excellent scheme. As you know, Coach Coker won a national championship at Miami. The guy knows what he's doing, but it's very demoralizing on the kids. And I feel like if we can get off to a good start in this game and get a lead, that's going to be a huge advantage with as many games as they've lost.
All right, let's get back to your team. Western Kentucky, along with Marshall, the top teams in Conference USA this year. You lost the game, but did you see anything positive on the film this week that gives you some sort of optimism towards the future?
Yeah, the number one thing, Bruce, I was excited with is, as you know, we shortened that game. We went into it to shorten. And normally it's 200 plays. There was 170 in this game, so we shortened it by 30 plays. And in those 170 plays, I've gone back and watched it about 10 times now. The effort is phenomenal. I'm really proud of the way they're giving maximum effort. We've got a lot of guys that are new to college football that are playing, and that's not an excuse. You know, you've got to keep the expectation level high because you want the players to think they're supposed to play at a high level regardless of what class they're in. But the way we're competing right now, I'm really excited with. We're just not making enough plays at this point. And that's the bottom line. When you play great teams, you have to make all the plays. You have to catch every ball on 4th down. You have to recover every onside kick. You've got to make every stop on 3rd down. And we're just not at that point yet where we're doing that.
All right. You have some smart guys on this team. I realize, as you mentioned, they're still growing. Still, though, it's got to be tough on the seniors, what they're going through. So how do you keep their attitude positive?
Yeah, that's a great question, Bruce. We have 10 seniors out of 115 players, so 105 of our guys are underclassmen. But these 10 seniors have been phenomenal. They've been through so much, Bruce. They've been through being part of a championship and a playoff team at the FCS level, then the transition for 2 years, and now here's their senior year. They're one shot to go to postseason, and they're trying to lead. They're doing the best we can. Only 4 of the 10 seniors are starters, Bruce. Out of our 22 starters, 18 of them are underclassmen, but these guys are really working hard at it. I'm proud of them. They're giving the best leadership they can right now.
All right, still to come. The Monarchs defense has shown drastic improvements over last season, and one reason this guy, one of the few seniors, as Coach mentioned, on the squad, linebacker Martez Simpson, and he joins Brian Parsons in the 1-minute drill next on the Old Dominion Football Show.
Welcome back to the Old Dominion Football Show, the 1-minute drill. This week, senior linebacker Martez Simpson. Welcome to the drill.
Hey, how you doing?
Martez, you grew up in Mississippi. A lot of good high school football in Mississippi. Your greatest high school football memory?
I picked a fumble up and scored from like 30 yards out. My only touchdown ever.
Did you do an end zone dance?
Nah, I celebrated with the team. That's about it.
Would Coach Nagy approve of an end zone dance?
No, he would not. I probably wouldn't be out there the next play.
Biggest prankster on the team?
Got to be Anthony Wilson.
What kind of pranks has he pulled?
He always hiding people's stuff and just playing 24/7 all the time.
Have you ever played Old Dominion on PlayStation or Xbox?
I have a couple times just to see how the team would be and how everybody played.
How did you play yourself?
No, I wish I was on the team, but I wasn't on there then.
Long plane rides in Conference USA. What do you guys do to kill time on the plane?
Usually just watch movies or play with the team, just joke all the time, joke on people.
Favorite thing about being a Monarch?
Just representing the school and having the teammates that we have and all the fun we be having all together.
So now you're a senior. How do you think the defense is looking this year?
We better than the past years, I believe. We all come together. We know defense better than ever.
Martez Simpson, senior linebacker in the 1-minute drill. Martez, say goodbye to the Monarch Nation.
See you at the games Saturday nights and keep cheering us on.
Time now for the Coach's Corner. This week's question is from Virgil in Norfolk. Coach, how do you keep morale in the locker room high with such a young team, and how do you convince the team that the better days are ahead?
Well, the number one thing that we've been doing with the players is make sure you own what's going on. Everybody's got to own it. Our society nowadays, Bruce, it's amazing the excuses that are made, and everybody wants to make excuses for young people, responsibility. Well, it's my responsibility we're not winning. I need to own that, and I talk to the players about that all the time. And they've done an unbelievable job with that, Bruce, having that attitude that this is who we are, this is our team. We have got to keep fighting through this together because the rewards are so much sweeter when you own the tough times you've been through. Great question. Thank you.
All right, if you want to tailgate tomorrow and you don't plan to fly to Texas, join in on Hampton Road's largest hometown pre-game party for the live broadcast of the game at Town Point Park in Norfolk, sponsored by Fest Events, and they know how to throw a party. The park opens at 2, and the live broadcast on the big screen starts at 7.
And Wavy's guaranteed great weather for that, right?
Guaranteed great weather. You don't have to worry about it, Coach. You're going to the Alamo.
72 and sunny.
And as much as I know you would love to be with the fans at Town Point
I'd
Park.
love to bring them all out there.
Tell us, what's it going to take to beat the Roadrunners?
Well, the number one thing, Bruce, that we've got to do is get off to a good start. We're going to be very aggressive in all 3 phases early in this game to get off to that good start. Our guys are excited. I feel like we're going to play well, and it's time to get back on the winning streak here, and that's the goal.
And David Washington has practiced as the first-string quarterback all week, and the game plan is built around him for tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah, he has. He's practiced well, Bruce. The game plan's worked around him, whereas it gives you a better run-pass option. And Coach Scott and the offensive staff have got some really good things in the run game for him. So hopefully he'll get off to a fast start and we can score points early.
San Antonio desperate for a win. You guys desperate for a win. Should make for a great game.
I think it's going to be a real good game. We'll play hard.
All right, Coach, thank you. And thank all of you very much for joining us. And you can join us every Friday night here at 1045 on Fox 43 for the Old Dominion Football Show. Coach, good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Bruce. Appreciate it.
You guys have a great weekend as well. Good night, everybody.